Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. Welcome, everybody, to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush, live with you. Oh, my gosh, we are live again, folks. We have absolutely done it. So good to be back here behind the bar live with you guys, and I need something from you tonight. I know that I have asked a lot of you. I have taken away some of your community. I've seen that you guys have been somewhat active over in Dr. Cush's Exotic After Hours. That is great.
Goodbye.
That works. Well, I guess we should probably do something wow instead of that. I know that I've taken away community from you guys. That is not what I'm interested in. I'm more interested in creating the community and having everybody come here live. So we are here live again, and I have chosen not to do any traveling for the next month at least. So we are here. What do I ask of you? Well, over the many years we've been doing this show, I have talked to you guys often about how cocktails are made, how cocktails are, formulated, how we do cocktails, and I have a tricky one for you. Coming up at the end of April, I am teaching a seminar at the Arizona Tiki Oasis called The Secret of the 7 Cocktails, and in that class, my goal, my hope, my dream, my aspiration, the only thing I've ever wanted is to have that do well and be able to make all the different types of cocktails, except for the flip, because, eggs, into tiki drinks. And so I got 2 great ones. If you guys are excited about seeing me at Arizona Tiki Oasis, I have 2 great drinks ready for you. Just sitting here, ready for you guys to drink. I am lost on the 3rd one. And it's because that 3rd one normally does not come in tiki form. Normally, this cocktail type, we call it the Martini Manhattan. Basically, anything fortified or anything added. Anytime you add some sort of a vermouth or a wine, a sherry, a jerez, whatever you're adding to all of these things, that's where you get some of this flavor. Tiki uses a little Amontillado sherry in drinks like the Fog Cutter, etc. But it isn't normally just a straight up booze-based cocktail that has a little bit of wine added to it, that you just don't find that many tiki drinks. So we are here to discover one. Now, we are starting with a base. I feel like it's important to at least narrow down some of your stuff. We'll talk about what that base is here in a minute. And then we are going to try a few things. And I want to hear if you guys have, sometimes you're away from it for a while. You're not seeing it from all angles. I may not be seeing this cocktail from all angles. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on, and then I need your opinion to help finish out this cocktail. So that is what we are doing today. Hopefully you guys are interested in it. We will be making, I think we're going to be making 3 cocktails. Hopefully we're not making 27 cocktails because we can't get it right. So that's the idea for today. Let me say hello to the people, though, before we get too deep into it. Let me say hello to our good friend, Moose. Good to see you, Moose. Always a pleasure. Davey Virtue is here, our 2,000th subscriber. Davey Virtue was. We are now at 2,220. No, 2,252. 2252. So since Davey's been around, I mean, we can't stop gaining subscribers. It's almost getting too much. I feel like I'm going to get a call any day from YouTube saying too many subscribers. It's just too much. Good evening to our good friend Shawnee Panda Baker. Good to see you, pal. Kyle Tender is here with a hiya moose, with a hiya to everybody. Hey yo, Davey. Hi Shawnee P. Good. Thank you for doing that for us there, Kyle. DC David Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby, is here. 2023 seems really far away now. I feel like DC Debbie Clark is now a legacy winner. So congratulations to DC Debbie Clark. We do have the new version, the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby coming up in May. So get ready for that. Godzilla the Hun, you need sound advice? Godzilla the Hun, the only one to go to. He really got his head on straight. Davey Virtue just finished a Mezcal Margarita. Love that. Love a Mezcal. It was a Margarita week last week. So they say sometimes like owners start to look like their dogs. I do believe that sometimes my traits will come on to you. We'll get on to you guys. So a week late, I feel like is the way to go. A week late is always good. That's basically in time. Let me say hello to Cocktail Lulu. We are so back. We're pretty back. Yeah, we're pretty back. I mean, we're definitely back for a while. No doubt about it. Who else we got? Dougie G with a howdy, y'all. Howdy to you, Dougie G. Talked to Lulu and Doug on the phone the other day. It's good to chat with them. Let's do this. Absolutely. Roger G. Good to see you, pal. Let's absolutely do this. Honestly, Roger, let's do this. Let's get it done. Cool. Okay. Let me tell you what we're up to. Within the 7 cocktails, so let's go over the 7 cocktails real quick so everybody knows what we're doing. You got the old fashioned, you got the Martini Manhattan, you have the sour, you have the daisy, you have the fizz, you have the flip, and you have the punch. I have cocktails that sort of encapsulate most of those. The one that I cannot find out how to make into a tiki drink, and I don't think I've ever been very good at turning this one into a tiki drink, is the Martini / Manhattan. The Martini Manhattan, we're going to do it basically from a Manhattan standpoint, is 2 parts whiskey, 1 part sweet vermouth, Italian vermouth, and then 2 dashes of bitters. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for something that has some booze, some vermouth, something right in there. Oh, did I not mention the flip? Plus the flip. Don't forget the flip. I always forget the flip. There's not a lot of flips in the world. And then a little bit of bitters. So booze, vermouth, bitters. Now, I have been going through all of my books, and I have eventually found a great cocktail that I think will work. Amontillado sherry with a little bit of vermouth. This one calls for dry. I've been messing with a dry, sweet sort of combination. And a little bit of bitters. We've been working with some tiki bitters that I have back here, and we are recreating a cocktail called the Bamboo. Now, I just accidentally, bamboo, I mean, my bar is decorated in faux bamboo. I think this is real bamboo, but I don't want to give too much away. It's just glued on here. I just literally took some large bamboo things and sliced them in half and then glued them up there. So this is not a real bamboo anything. It actually stops right here. And it stops right here. Behind the scenes. That's a little behind the scenes. Oh, gosh, we got to turn this guy on. There we go. Just filled the water up. So I wanted to start mixing and messing with this cocktail. I'm going to show you guys what I came across. And then before the show started, I had kind of an interesting idea for it. And after that, I really am going to need your opinion on this. So please start thinking, start putting your thinking caps on. What do you think we can do with some Amontillado sherry? We also have some cream sherry too. We might try the cream sherry a little bit. Some Amontillado sherry, which is like a drier version of sherry. Some dry or sweet, some French or Italian vermouth with a little bit of some bitters. So that's what we're going to make. We're going to be stirring all of these. So if you tuned in for the shaking, I apologize. I'm a little shaky anyway, so just we'll take that as the shaking. We're going to be stirring in this guy right here. This is our stirring vessel, and let's get into it. So I have a cocktail that I've been working on called the Rumbu. Basically, it is the bamboo cocktail with slight changes to it. No dry vermouth. We're going to be adding in a little bit of sweet vermouth, which technically then makes this an Adonis cocktail. We don't have to get into technicality, but and then we're going to deal with some bitters. That's the first one. I think we're real close on that one. However, I had a stroke of genius, I think, and we're going to see if we can't mix this up. The Godzilla the Hun says the chimp in orbit uses red vermouth. It uses red vermouth. It also uses a ton of other juices, which, of course, takes that right out of the category of Margarita Manhattan. This one should have no juices in it. This should be a very booze-forward cocktail. So we're going to start over here. We're going to be using, whenever we're trying a new thing, I try and find the cheap ingredients to get it going. We are not a rich bar. We are not a wealthy bar. This is not a front for other things coming through. We don't write off all of our spillage in here. So I went to the Trader Joe's and I found Trader Joe's usually has these guys right here. This is the Dona Luisa version of sherry. That is not what we'll be working in today. We won't be, sorry, the Dona Luisa, what was I saying? I don't know. A little frazzled. Okay, let's get into it. I want about a 3.5 ounce version of this drink. So we have to find about 3.5 ounces. So we are going to start off with an ounce of some Amontillado sherry. Like I said, this is a drier sherry. It's not as dry as, say, the Fino sherry, but it is fairly dry. We're going to start with like 1.25 ounces of some Amontillado sherry. There we go. If you guys do not have sherry in your house often, I completely understand. It does go bad, and it goes bad. It seems faster than vermouth. Vermouth does seem to sort of keep its integrity a little bit longer than sherry. So sherry is kind of a dangerous ingredient unless you're interested in making sherry drinks all the time. Specifically the Fino sherry, which we're not carrying right here. We were already at the Trader Joe's, so we grabbed some of Trader Joe's vermouth. Once we get the formula, then we will redefine and refine some of our ingredients. I don't believe, I got to go back and watch it, but I don't believe that we even had the Trader Joe's vermouth. What are they calling this? They're calling it Sole. The Sole vermouth. I don't think we used that in the vermouth off. We may have, but I don't remember it. It's a fine vermouth. If you're want to class this up, find yourself like a Carpano Antiqua or a Punta Mess or something like that. But we need about 1.25 ounces of some sweet vermouth. There we go. About 1.25 ounces, 1.25 ounces. So right here, we have the basics of a cocktail called the Adonis, which is very similar to the bamboo. We're using a drier sherry, so we needed to have a little bit of a drier sherry, so we needed a sweeter vermouth. If you sort of switch the two up, if you use a sweeter sherry, then use that dry vermouth. The Adonis and the bamboo are incredibly similar cocktails, almost indistinguishable except for the difference from the dry vermouth. I'm really hoping that when I teach this cocktail at the Arizona Tiki Oasis, I am not pitchforked out of there because people are such big fans of the Adonis that they hate that I'm calling this cocktail the bamboo. So there we go. We need some bitters to go in here. Lots of different type of great tiki bitters. I've tried it with the Bitterman's bitters, but I do think that the Jamaican bitters, the bitter cube, it just works a little bit better. It has that spice that I'm looking for. The Bitterman's tiki bitters sometimes can sort of disappear into a cocktail. This one certainly stands up. We're going to give this a nice smell before we put it in here, and we're going to go ahead and throw in 2 big dashes. The first one was a medium dash, so we'll throw in 2 mediums and 1 big dash. We do want some orange bitters in here. Got a little homemade orange bitters in here. We're just going to go ahead and throw in 1 dash of that right there. And obviously a little bit of Angostura bitters. Angostura bitters, despite the fact that it shows up in so many like dark, classy bar cocktails, this stuff is certainly an island ingredient. Trinidad and Tobago, this stuff has all of those big island flavors. So don't be afraid ever to use some Angostura bitters, even though it is a main ingredient in things like the Manhattan, which is certainly not a tiki drink. The Old Fashioned, certainly not a tiki drink. But don't be afraid to use this stuff. This is kind of a tropical flair. So 2 dashes of that. And because we want to change it up a little bit, and we went a little light on some of our flavors, or on some of our proportions, 1 1/4 ounce instead of 1 1/2 ounce, we have room now for another 1/2 ounce of something. All right, so let's take this Lego block and just try and cram it in there. I wanted to find a rum that people would recognize, that people would know, and this is Bon Bon and Smith & Cross. Technically just Smith & Cross, but this bottle is a special one. This is a Bon Bon's bottle. So we don't want to make this, I don't want to make this a super rum forward cocktail. I wanted to make the rum something that's sort of sat with the cocktail. Sort of, if you know what you're looking for, then you'll find it. But if not, you'll just be like, oh, it's got a little like extra kick. I can't really find, I don't know what that kick is. So 1/2 ounce of something big, bold, beautiful, and Bon Bon owned. So some Smith & Cross I think is the way to go. Any really like overproofed rum I think would really work in here. I think the Hamilton False Idol would work in here. I think the Lemon Heart would work in here, but we're not going to use either one of those. This one has a fairly distinctive flavor that I was looking for. So 1/2 ounce of a big, fat, huge Jamaican rum. All we've done is taken the bamboo or the Adonis cocktail, hashtag big, bold, beautiful, and bonbonful. Yes, I think that's the way to go. All we've done is added 1 extra bitters, brought back some of the ingredients, and added 1 more in there. So we're coming in right at about 3 ounces. We know that especially for things that are real booze forward, we have to add some water to it. We have to have everything sort of come together. We have to have those spirits enlivened again. And so we do want to give this a healthy stir. So we're just going to grab this, lots and lots of ice in here, because we need to stir this to melt the ice. We want it cold, obviously, but we also want to melt some ice. So in my opinion, again, this is kind of my drink. I want this to be stirred so that it has the amount of water in it that's normally a shaken drink would have. So I don't want to shake this one, though. I don't want this one to be bubbly. I don't want this one to be like nice and effervescent. I want this one to sort of sit heavy. Sit low in the glass, I guess. I don't want a lot of bubbles. I don't want this to be light. I want this to sit in the glass like a proper old-timey cocktail. So we're going to get our stir going. You'll notice if you are stirring correctly and paying attention and not trying to host a show at the same time and direct with your feet, you'll notice that as these go, you'll see the same cubes keep going through. That is the important part of stirring a cocktail. It should be those same cubes. You see that one tall one sticking up there? He's not moving. He's not going anywhere. If you slowed this down, you'd be able to pick out each and every glass, and you'll start to see that all these guys are starting to melt in. That's what we want. There we go. Look at this. Nice and easy. Start to melt. And we've probably added about 1/2 ounce of water. That's what we want. Do we know exactly how much water we added? There's probably a way to tell. Is Tiki Tom here? I'm sure Tiki Tom would be able to tell us how to do it. I don't think... Oh, Bon Bon's here, though. Hello, Bon Bon. Good to see you. My Manhattan had to be tossed down the sink. 2.5 ounce of Luxardo. It wasn't good. Not sure if my Dolan went bad. Years in the bar, but never opened. Ooh. Manhattan tossed down the sink. Oh, 212. Oh, 212 and half Luxardo. Yeah, but Bon Bon thinks maybe. Where'd she say it? Maybe, yeah, maybe it wasn't diluted enough. Dilution is very important in cocktails like this. That is why I'm a little nervous about serving a drink like this at the Arizona Tiki Oasis. I will have minimal contact with the punch bunch before the event, so I'll have a difficult time getting dilution exactly right. So I do want to practice more with this so that I can find exactly the right amount of dilution. Maybe instead of stirring this at all, we just add the water, like nice cold water into it, so we get dilution exactly. That is not an option for smaller drinks. It is certainly an option for larger drinks. So, you know, like a big old batch drink. So we're gonna pour this into a nice icy glass. Right there. Now, good news. Good news. It looks like what I want it to look like. It has that perfect cocktail brown color. That's one of my favorites. After a clear cocktail, one of my favorite cocktails is this color, because there's so much that could have gone into this. A lot of times, like if you take crayons and you just start going like this, eventually you get a brown. That is sort of what this is doing. Right? Eventually, you add enough stuff to it, one of those colors will end up being brown, and some of the darker stuff will be lightened up by other colors. You'll get this really nice cocktail brown. It looks like a Manhattan. This is exactly what it would be. We're gonna deal with garnish some other day. All right, we're not touching garnish today. So this right here, a very, very simple conversion from a bamboo / Adonis cocktail into a very light sherry full rum Manhattan. That's what we got in front of us. So I want to see, what I'm looking for more than anything is its tiki-ness. It's very difficult to put your little finger, boop, that's tiki. You say, wow, that's tiki, I found it, wow. So we're gonna see, maybe a little cherry would help this. Obviously, a Manhattan's always better with a cherry, but we're going to see. So here we go. I would drink 1,000 of these. I'm not kidding you. I think, and after the couple weeks I've had, I think I probably might. It's a lovely drink. It's called the bamboo, right? It's called the bamboo. Nothing more tiki than bamboo. It has Amontillado sherry, which is the sherry of tiki. There really aren't a lot of sherries that go, that are in classic tiki drinks. Amontillado sherry is one of them, so it absolutely fits in here. By looking for this, I can find the rum. The rum sort of sits in there, but it's not that big. I have tried this a couple times by adding more rum to it. It doesn't work. The more rum you add to this, the less tiki it gets somehow. The more rum you add to it, the more it gets into Manhattan territory. So just the splash of rum seemed to be doing well. I think I am very close with this one. The other big issue is Amontillado sherry is a bigger flavor normally than vermouth. So the small amount of bitters I put in here become they're just lost. They're just sort of lost. They're there. Right at the front is where I get a lot of the rum. After that, it's sort of a mix of the Amontillado sherry and the sweet verm. And it's good. It's a good classic cocktail. A great way to sort of switch the bamboo up a little bit, and you're in a good spot. I just This is where I'm lost on it. I'm not finding the tropicalness. This does not remind me of sitting on a beach somewhere. If I was in a tiki bar and I ordered this, I'd be disappointed. I would be disappointed. If I was in a dark underground bar, if I was at Attaboy and one of those guys, at anybody's ever been to Attaboy in New York, you walk up, they put you next to the single person station. They make you drinks right there. You order a drink. You say, hey, I'd like something like this, this, and this. It's very bespoke. And they'll go, great. And they handed me this. I would be ecstatic. I would be absolutely beyond. I'd be over the moon. It's got just a little bit of that like tiki-ness, but just a little. And amongst all the other tiki drinks people will be drinking, I just have a feeling they'll be disappointed. So yeah, so okay, great. I love that you guys are already suggesting. So would an Amaro work? Or would any Amari work? Yes and no. Yes, this drink would be great with a great Amaro. Absolutely. You find like a Montenegro, you put a little bit of this in here, you're going to find that that you're in a good spot with this. No doubt about it. You're getting further away from the tiki-ness of it, though, is the thing. Like, they're just, I know that David Rain, what's his name? Rain. Dang. I wanted to show off a menu that I just got. Here it is. Oh, Adam Rain. I just got, you guys know that I collect menus when I go places. This is from the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas. It still smells like the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas. And I know that Adam Rains, the curator, Adam Rains, his name's right here. He did a conference a little while ago about using Amaro in Tiki. And the reason that he had to do it, he is a super Tiki expert. The reason he had to do it is because, of course, it's hard to do. Adding Amaro into Tiki drinks is hard to do. I mean, I think I can name one right now. I'll probably think of more in a second. But I think that the Jungle Bird is the most Tiki plus, and it's not even really an Amaro. It's a red bitter that you're adding into there. And it sort of takes it a little bit out of the realm of Tiki. So I think Amaro might be a tough path to go down. Would syrups work? Absolutely. Syrups will work. The problem with it is the moment we start putting syrups in here, we have left the realm of the Martini Manhattan. The Martini Manhattan is meant to only be there. I mean, the sherry cobbler, I suppose, comes into the Martini Manhattan, but it really should be more about the balance between booze, bitter, and vermouth than it should be about adding syrups. We can start breaking rules all we want. Unfortunately, this class I'm teaching is about keeping to the rules. So I introduced you to him at Tiki Oasis. He was very friendly. Yes, in fact, I have now gotten in contact with him. So hopefully we will see him again. Yeah, Montenegro would be good. We're taking it out. Now, this is an interesting bit of talk right here. 3 dashes of some dram. Let's see, since we have it right here, let's see if just a little bit of dram would work, where we are sort of moving away a touch from the normal formula, but let's see what we got. So I know what this one tastes like. Does dram help? I do have another thing that I'm trying to work on. And we'll get into that in a second, but let's see if we can fix this one first. Yeah, I think, how many did you suggest there, Bon? Maybe drop the quantities and add some falernum. See, now that would also be good. Maybe 1-1, half. Yeah, like one Amontillado, 1 of the vermouth. Then we can probably use the dry vermouth, because if we're adding in some falernum, that's going to bring us some sweet, and then a little bit of that rum. Let's see what we got here. Let's try the dram first, because this is Absolutely a very tiki ingredient, and it doesn't need a lot. We're going to put in less than a quarter ounce. Right there. Let's give this a little unprofessional stir. Just a little, what do you call it? A maelstrom. I learned that word a while ago, and I don't use it nearly enough. A maelstrom. Certainly closer. I didn't even think about allspice dram. Ooh. I think that's really close. Maybe we can do the two, bring in Godzilla the Hun suggestion as well, and maybe do a little bit of falernum. Now, I am going to use, normally I like to use my falernum, but I don't think I will have the time or certainly the energy to get into falernum, to make my own falernum for this. Let's do the same thing. Let's go 1/4 of an ounce and see if this helps this drink at all. Just to bring it up. Obviously, we'll adjust quantities if needed, when needed. See if we just find a couple tiki ingredients that are also liqueurs as opposed to syrups. Because when we get into syrups, then we've sort of lost the thread. But into liqueurs, I feel like we can like toe that line pretty easily. So let's give this a big stir here. Ooh. I think we might be onto something. The addition of falernum with some allspice dram I think we switch it. Okay, we're gonna do this one as the last one. So somebody remind me. So Kyle, will you write this down? Okay, so this is what I think. It's gonna be 1 1/4 ounces of Amontillado sherry. It's gonna be 1 ounce of let's switch that up again. Okay, we're gonna need 1 ounce of Amontillado sherry. It's gonna be 3/4 ounce of our dry vermouth. We're gonna switch out the dry vermouth because now this is starting to get a little sweet. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce of falernum, 1/2 ounce of a dark Jamaican rum. We're gonna do a 1/4 ounce, maybe a little less, maybe 1/8 ounce of some dram, and then add our bitters as we go. So I think let's go. Okay, here's another thought. OFTD instead of S&C. Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure that even at this conference, I'm going to be able to get Smith & Cross. So I am going to have to adjust this slightly, but I need an overproofed rum. So all I'm looking for, I'm not looking for the specifics of the rum. I am looking for the, I'm just looking for like what that rum does, you know, that rum burn. I'm looking for the burn more than anything as we go. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle, my secretary, has got it. Gosh, that's close. Okay, actually, let me get, since we're talking about Kyle. Kyle, will you come in and taste this? Kyle's going to come in. We're going to see if we can do it. Now, I have been tasting Kyle on this particular drink a lot recently. So we're going to get Kyle's opinion on this. The punch in is always good. Okay, we're going to get Kyle to taste this one. I do have another option that I want to work on. You're looking for tiki, right? So it has to be like a tiki version of a Manhattan. We're looking for something like, it's got to have those big flavors coming in. I got a comment recently telling me, oh, there we go. Okay, it's a glove. All right. Now, better than it's been. Would you say that this is a better version than the ones that I've been working at? Yes. Okay. So we're getting closer to this. Great. All right. You would say that it does taste. It just went right up. Don't you hit yourself on the fan. You would say that this is better. That you still taste the Manhattanness in this, but it does feel like it's a tropical drink. Okay. And okay, you're gonna take it with you. All right. Well, I guess I'll see that drink some other time. Okay. Pour these back in here. Okay. I have another option for this, and I don't know if this is going to be cheating. Yeah, Kyle is so bougie. That's exactly what Kyle is. He's very bougie. I love how we are all in the same vicinity. Yeah, you guys are all killing it. Okay. Okay, let's so I want to try a different version of it. We are going to do the dry vermouth. We're going to do some Amontillado sherry, and I think I can't tell if this is cheating. I need you guys to tell me if this is cheating. I think adding coconut rum. I mean, is there anything more tiki than just like shoving coconuts into places that they don't go? Whoa, that's also a lot of other things. But I feel like maybe just a little bit of coconut rum would give this that like overall tiki feeling. I don't know how well this stuff mixes. I had this idea. This is a theory. This is a theoretical idea that I had. So I've never tried it. So I want to try it here with you guys for the first time to see if we can't figure out a way to make this. Yeah, see, and the pineapple Dr. Bird rum, it would be spectacular. I don't know if I can get pineapple Dr. Bird rum. I don't know if I can get pineapple Dr. Bird rum at the Tiki Oasis, and if I can't get Stiggins and I can't get Dr. Bird, then I'll be in some trouble. So that coconut rum is delicious, but it's not overproof. Yeah, so in this one, then Dr. Godzilla Dr. Godzilla I think what we're looking for instead of the overproofedness is we're gonna be searching out the coconut. I'm finding a way to get coconut into the drink. So let's try it out. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Let's try it with the cream sherry. I gotta open the cream sherry. Should have done that before. Cream sherry is fuller bodied. I think that'll go well. I think that'll go well with the coconut. It's also just a little sweeter. It's not as dry as the Amontillado. So we're gonna try with the cream sherry with dry vermouth, and then a sweet coconut rum. And I'll go from there. Could you do coconut rum and orange bitters and make it a play on the White Cloud? Absolutely. Absolutely, we could. We could do that. Okay, let me try this one first, then we'll keep going. So we're gonna take this cream sherry. I think we stick with the same proportions. We will do it add a little bit more than an ounce of some cream sherry, a much darker sherry. We're gonna reach in here and grab our dry vermouth. Oh, I have some horrible news for you guys. Please remind me to tell you the horrible news. It's horrible. Some of the worst news I've gotten in a long time. Nobody died or anything. It's not that horrible. It's fine. Just an experiment of mine finally went wrong. This is dry vermouth, French vermouth. Keep this stuff in the refrigerator. Dry vermouth goes bad slightly faster than red vermouth, but they both go bad. So we're gonna put in just a little bit more than an ounce of some dry vermouth into this guy. And then technically this right here, we have a little bit of this is actually the bamboo cocktail. With a little bit of orange bitters, a little bit of Angostura. We'll put those in, just have that ready to go. Orange bitters right here. What do we got here? Plantaray cut and dry. I'll be very honest, I don't know what Plantaray cut and dry is. I don't have that one. So we won't be able to do it today. This is the page turner. What's the bad news? I'll tell you in just a second. Let me finish this one and then we'll go through it because it's horrible. Okay, we got this. Now, coconut rum. Same basic idea. We're just starting with the same formula. Ounce and a quarter, half an ounce. But we are really switching up the flavor, the extra flavor of this rum. So we're going to go ahead and put in half an ounce of a 40% or 80 proof coconut rum. I'm going to stop it right there. If the coconut rum does its job, then we won't need any extra tiki bitters. If it doesn't do its job, then we can sort of back it up with some extra tiki bitters. But we'll find out here in a minute what exactly it is that we need. Let's fill this up with a bunch of ice. There we go. And we'll give it a thing. Let me say hello real quick. Oh, yes, sorry, didn't even say to the UF Mark, our resident gator. I do want to show you guys real quick. I am wearing, first of all, I'm wearing pajama pants. Oh, let's bring this one in here. Just show you real quick what I got going on. I have alligator socks. Oh, there we go, alligator socks. The team that sent me out to South Carolina thought it was hilarious that I was terrified of alligators, so they sent me alligator socks. Hopefully it doesn't break the illusion that I'm wearing pajama pants, does it? I can't imagine. I can't imagine you guys take me that seriously. There we go. Spin this. Lots and lots of ice so that we have complete control over the ice melting. Get that going. Let's get our nose in there. I'm not smelling a ton of coconut flying off of this thing, but we'll find out here in a second. I did freeze 2 glasses, so we're in a good spot there. Yes, thank you, Davey Virtue. Davey Virtue is just glad that I'm wearing pants. PJ pants are perfect for a bar show on YouTube. I couldn't agree more. They're very cozy, but I just wanted to show you guys that I am wearing alligator socks. They say, there's no way I'm flexible enough, but on the bottom they say, see you later, alligator, and after a while, crocodile. Even though I think alligators and crocodiles hate each other. It seems like there's a lot of hate in that relationship. Pour this in. All right, now I will say that the addition of the dry vermouth does make this a much lighter drink. It's certainly not... see, it's tougher to tell from this angle than it is from this angle. But this angle shows you how very light this cocktail is. There's not, we didn't add a dark rum to it. We didn't, so that we lose some of the darkness there. We didn't add a sweet vermouth, which is nice and red, so that adds to the brown. We didn't add that. There we go. Hi, Dr. Cush. What is the correct way to use a julep strainer? Just like this. Take it like this, not like this, like this. Back. Use the back of it. Hold that back. And then I usually put my finger right there. Hold everything back. That's the proper julep strainer usage. I'm sure that there will be other people that will tell me that I am an idiot, that I'm wrong, that my shows are boring. Etc. I had somebody tell me that recently and I didn't like it. It didn't make me happy. But can't be affected by the haters. This right here is another version of the Rumbu cocktail. It is just the coconut Rumbu. I don't know. Let's see how we did. Okay, now I smell the coconut when I get real close to it. Okay. Perfect amount of coconut. Let me say the perfect amount of coconut. The problem I'm running into is that the sherry ends up being really big, and even though we use the cream sherry this time, it's a little drying. especially since we are using a sweet or a dry verm. So we're like double drying this out. The only sweetness we're really getting in this is the coconut. So the coconut is like this big, beautiful, like beginning to this cocktail, and then it just sort of dies on the vine. Now, I will say that very well may be because we are using Dona Luisa Amontillado sherry, or excuse me, or cream sherry, which are $6 a piece. All right. I know that when we get to Tiki Oasis, we will have a better sherry to work with, or like a more expensive, probably deeper sherry to work with. So we may be real close with this. Oh God, so close. It just it leaves you wanting something. What is that thing that I should we try? I mean, you guys, I think that the suggestions were good. Maybe we just add a little bit of the allspice, just like drops of the allspice. And then maybe just a little bit of sweetness from the velvet falernum. I don't know. Yeah, it's just it ends up, the cocktail ends up just being a little too dry, and we run into an issue with you when you have a coconut rum. You're kind of expecting this thing to be sweet, and you're ending with it not being sweet even a little bit. Can you make a Don's mix, but it's a Cush mix, and it's half pimento jam and half falernum, and then you just add a little bit? That would be a good one. I love that you said Valium, because honestly, if we add a little pimento jam and Valium to a cocktail, we'd be in business. Find a way to sell that. No way we'd ever be broke again. The UF Mark will take two. Don't worry about it, Bon Bon. I also can't spell, so don't ever go reading my descriptions. First of all, I do think the addition of falernum and allspice dram as Cush's mix, especially if we're, those are two things that we home make. We have both of those homemade. So if we do a 50-50 shot of that to a drink, as that as add that as my signature to drinks, it's delicious. It brings out a lot of really big flavors. It ends. So this one is really cool. It goes hashtag Valium cocktails. Uh-oh. We got a whole new channel to start. It starts off like with the expectation of sweet because you have that good coconut in there. Then it dries it out, but with the addition of, and we're calling it Cush's mix now, Cush's Valium mix right now. It does bring it back into the realm of sweet. I think we found something here. If I got this at a tiki bar, I would be ecstatic. If I got this at a regular bar, it would become my new favorite bar. Wow. All right. Well, I think we need a second opinion. Kyle? Kyle, will you come take this? I need to know, Kyle, which one you think is better, because we're gonna work on one at the end, and then we're gonna nail this down. Because after that last one with Cush's mix, I do think that we're in a good spot. Okay, Kyle, give that now. I need to know which one's better. There we go. Kyle's going to slowly pull that out. There we go. Kyle smells like a rabbit. He doesn't like smell like a rabbit. He actually literally, his nose moves like a rabbit when he smells. So Kyle's thinking. I guess, Kyle, the question I'm asking for is, which do you think is more tiki? You're having a really hard time. Really, uh-huh. Oh, there we go. So this is a glove. Gloves this cocktail. But which one do you find to be more sort of interesting? He doesn't know. Okay, well, glad I brought you in here. Thanks for coming in here. Go eat your carrots, and I will see you later. Okay. All right. Personally, I think I understand the first one better. So we're going to try and make the second one again using the, yeah, nice brandy cherry may bring it. Yeah. Honestly, let's finish this one. Is limited on coconut rum if they have it at all. All right. Well, I will. I think that's a good idea. I do think Arizona Tiki Oasis is going to be limited on coconut rum if they have it at all. Well, hopefully somebody will have a coconut rum. Do Manhattans? Oh gosh, how did I get all the way down here? Oh, here we go. Do Manhattan need Luxardo garnish? Add a little sweetness without overpowering it. Manhattans don't. I mean, that is the typical garnish for Manhattans, but it's not like written in the rules. Some people will say an orange garnish on a Manhattan is the way to go. And most people say a cherry. Let's see if we can't do that. I do want to make, Kyle, would you mind putting in the recipe that we did for the other one and see if we can't bring this out? I do want to try that third one. Oh gosh, how close are we done? Oh, we're almost done. Okay. I want to try the other one, but I want to, instead of adding dry vermouth, I want to do sweet vermouth. And I want to do this with the Amontillado sherry, and I just want to see how we do here. So this is a true experimenting. We're going to go ahead and put in, you can borrow a little Malibu from my bar, Dr. Cush. I don't know if Malibu will go great in this, so maybe. I don't know. What do we want to do? Oh, we wanted to do 1 ounce of some Amontillado sherry. We wanted to do 3/4 of an ounce of some sweet vermouth. We're going to sort of step this down. Oh, thank you. 3/4 of an ounce of dry vermouth. 3 ounces of Amontillado sherry. 3/4 ounce of dry vermouth. 1/2 ounce of dark Jamaican rum. I'm going to try this. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. And we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of some sweet vermouth. Maybe that'll help us out here a little bit. We want to do a 1/2 ounce of, oh, where's the top there? We want to do a 1/2 ounce of our coconut rum. There you go, 1/2 ounce coconut rum. That is the end of my coconut rum. Kyle has certainly gotten into that coconut rum once or twice, so we can't do this one again. Then it's a 1/4 ounce. Oh, let's just put it up here. 1/4 ounce of dram. And you know what we're going to do is we're just going to skip the bitters. We're going to use these as bitters instead of using actual bitters. We're just going to use these. So we're going to do a couple dashes of allspice dram, and we're going to do a couple dashes of falernum. Because we've added we've added like a sweeter vermouth, and we don't have to worry too much about it. Hopefully, so in this, hopefully the Amontillado Sherry is our dry, which will counteract our sweet vermouth, which will give us a nice neutral base. Coconut will bring in that big flavor of sweet, and hopefully we're not overtaken by sweet because we added some dashes of falernum and some dashes of some allspice dram. I can't tell what's going to happen. This is the exciting bit of cocktailing right there. Seems like a short drink. What did I forget to put in there? Did I put everything in there? That Kahlua rum makes a nice mojito. That Kahlua rum makes a nice everything. As far as coconut rums go, I think the Kahlua is about as good as it gets. I'm sure there are other equally good rums, but it's tough to beat the Kahlua. 40 proof or 80 proof. There we go. Okay, I've run out of tall glassware. Kyle keeps running out of here with them. So we'll have to put this one nice and low. I feel like it's way shorter than the other ones. What did I mean, I guess... Yeah, I guess the other ones had an extra, like a full ½ ounce of the falernum, etc., etc. Okay, and let's put a cherry in here. Uh-oh. Do I have cherries back here? Oh, no. I only have one of these. I gotta get new cherries coming in. We're gonna have to use these guys. Oh, I got these ones. Never mind. We'll use one of these. Oh, no, that's grenadine. All right. We'll have to use the cheap cherries. Make sure there's nothing growing in them. We're good. Nothing wrong with the cheap cherry every once in a while. Add that there. I'm not going to serve it over ice. It's short because you forgot it's short because I forgot to add the Valium. There is no Valium in this cocktail tonight. Please, DEA, look elsewhere if you're looking for that big Valium ring going through life. Give this a little spin. Coconut comes through a lot more with the Amontillado. I think it sort of mixes well with that. We're going to stick with Amontillado Sherry. I think that the sweet vermouth gives us a nice base to go sweet all the way through. But I lose some of those spices. And I'm nervous about making it any sweeter. Let's put a little bit more falernum. We're gonna have to really get Cush's mix sort of knocked down so that we know exactly what to add. We're gonna add another ½ ounce of falernum right there. Give that a little stir. I'll be honest, I think we were closer with the first one. I think dry vermouth in this one. I think sherry, dry vermouth, so like 1-to-1 there. ½ ounce of coconut rum, ½ ounce of some falernum with a little bit of bitters or a little bit of allspice dram on the side. I think that's better. I think that this is just a little off. I think that this sweet verm, it needed a little drying there for a minute. Hi, Dr. Cush. Just a glass of maraschino cherries, but when do you decide to put in? When do you decide to put cherries in a cocktail? Anytime you want. Listen, cherries in a cocktail is the greatest. That's the reason that I normally drink 2 Manhattans is because 2 cherries is my limit. So that's when I just bought a glass of maraschino cherries. Moose, I feel like anytime a cocktail needs a simple garnish, something that's nice and served up, I think and it's dark, I think you can throw cherries in there. Other than that, cherries work in just about any tiki cocktail. Just make it a flag, wrap the peel around the orange, or the orange peel around the cherry, shove it through, and then just eat that cherry later. Anytime that you want to be left with a little bit of magic, I think the cherries are the way to go. Yeah. This is not it. This isn't it. I think we're going to stick with the Amontillado Sherry. Kyle, will you write this down one more time? And then we'll be done. Amontillado Sherry, dry vermouth, coconut rum, falernum, and allspice dram. And in that, I think we have completed our task, which is to make a tiki version of a Manhattan martini cocktail using, for the most part, vermouth, sherry, booze, and then bitters, which I do think we can get away with saying that falernum and allspice dram are bitters, in that they are really just cocktail flavorings that have some booze to them. I think we did it. I think the second one is the one. So if you guys are interested at all in showing up to Arizona to hang out, let me let you guys know what's going on. Oh, bad news. Let me do bad news first. We had some bad news recently. We lost somebody at the bar. Pseudo Juice. Pseudo Juice has decided that it is going to, I did not refrigerate it at all. I literally didn't refrigerate it at all. It did begin to grow some black mold. So, for all my talk of Pseudo Juice being shelf stable, it did eventually grow some black mold. So we're going to have to do a whole nother experiment. There we go. Called it. We can keep going. Just a quick cocktail refill break. I have run out of the stuff I need at this point. So we'll be back. So if you guys are using Pseudo Juice, for right now, you need to put it in the refrigerator. Yes, we need an in memoriam segment. In the arms of the angel, in the arms of the angel, in the arms of the angel, angel's arms. Oh, how we loved the lime Pseudo Juice. You clearly stayed fresh in our minds, in our memories, and sitting on our shelf for a long time. But in the end, just like all of us, you have been committed to the ground by the time the mold got to you. So this is our love letter to Pseudo Juice. Why don't we do we'll do a little cheers to Pseudo Juice. I think that's important because it is dead now, and I have to make a whole new one. Do a little Dr. Bird. To Pseudo Juice. Do not carve upon stone or wood that he was honest or he was good. Instead, write in smoke on a passing breeze 7 words, and the words are these, that say all that a volume could. He loved, he laughed, and Pseudo Juice understood. Boy, Dr. Bird is good. Yeah, it's a very sad day. I do have a feeling, this is just my feeling, I do have a feeling that if I can filter out, you see all this stuff up here? That's like actual lime that's left over. I do think if I put the whole thing through an actual coffee filter, that I'll be able to get all of that out. But we'll go. Yes, this song always gets to the UF mark. What's up, Joel? Good to see you, buddy. Sorry, what's it? How many weeks did it sit out? Since I taught classes in Hollywood? Yes. No, I think it probably sat out for like 2 months, which is a long time for lemon juice to sit around or for lime juice to sit around. But I was pretty sure that it was shelf stable. So yeah, because this stuff is up here, I feel like that's the issue. So we are going to continue on our trek for pseudo juice supremacy by taking the time to actually put it through a coffee filter, so we don't have any of that up there anymore. That's not how mold works, Doc. Oh God, how does mold work? Oh yes, Esmond says it's dead. It's very much more alive than ever. Yeah. Was the top left open? That could explain it. Eliminate the air contact. The top has been open. And so I was nervous. There isn't any mold in the big one. Maybe it's just air. Maybe it's just air. Okay. Well, yeah, this one still looks good, and the top has been closed on this one. Maybe it is just air. Okay. Well, we're still doing experiments, so we're going to be in a good spot for a while on lemon juice. If it is just air, then that's good. Yeah, I don't love the fact that the air in the bar is killing people, but is it? We're just saying it's all air. I don't do a lot of I'm not like a scientist. I'm not a mathematician with all this air talk. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate you all hanging out, even though we didn't do live shows recently. We are back and ready to go. I have denied all travel requests through March. So we will be here every night in March. Next week, I've been in touch with an amazing, and this is not my thing, an amazing tequila company. They want to come on and talk about tequila. So if you are a tequila fan, you're one of those tequila fans that shows up at my show, I don't know what you're up to. I don't know why you're doing that. I am normally not a tequila person, but we're going to talk to brand ambassador for a tequila company next week. Joel Vasquez loves tequila. Well, you're going to love this next little thing. And then I have a great aguardiente. I have the distiller. We're going to get him on here real soon. And figure out. We're gonna talk to a bunch of other cocktail people. I think it's important now. We've established a base after 5 years. It drives me crazy. Every creator that I've heard that's like big now, that's like huge. They're like, yeah, I started it during the pandemic, and it took like 6 months. Like I did 6. Can you believe this? I did 6 months, and I only got like 50 people watching at a time, and now I'm huge. Comparison is the thief of joy. I like what I'm doing. So anyway, we're going to start bringing more people in here to chat about what's going on. So let's hang out. A reminder to all of you that, first of all, air causes mold. What else do we got? I think that's the big one. Can we just all take that away? Air causes mold. These classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, I have a Patreon, I have a PayPal, and I have a Venmo. You can help out financially, keep the bar in, tops. Be nice if I just had a top for that one. I don't know how much that costs. 50 cents? What could a top for a thing cost? $10? So yeah, if you can help out financially, that'd be great. I know a lot of you do. Yes, 2 things that Joel Vasquez knows. 1, air causes mold. 2, tequila is delicious. So that's what Joel knows. If you can't help out financially, that is fine. A lot of you do, and that really helps keep the bar going. If you don't want to do that, then tell your friends about the show. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That's not true. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we are going to have a book club coming up. I will make the announcement for the book club, and we will have the author on to talk about the book. It's pretty fun. much more exciting book than A Movable Feast. So sometimes we do classes on Thursdays. But tell your friends about it. Share this stuff, and let's hang out. Otherwise, do exactly what you're doing. Show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks at 6 p.m. We will be here for the entire month of March. Save any major catastrophes. We will be here for the entire month of March. So show up, hang out. Say hello, say nice things, and meet all the good people. The only good people that are on the internet, I think, show up to this class. So thank you guys so much for helping me out tonight. I needed help, and I got it. Watch these people, watch their names as they go by. These are, of course, my patrons. And cheer and scream, and I'll be just doing a little dance right up here. So I'll see you guys in a minute.
Goodbye. Goodbye.